Liz here. Start filming the clips that I took, and I forgot to film the intro, so hello everyone, and welcome to my channel, or welcome back to my channel if you're new here. Hi. In today's video, I am going to be doing a reading vlog where I read a bunch of new releases. Some of my favorite authors came out with new books in this past month of February, and I'm really excited to read them. That's literally all I have to say. I had a really fun time filming this video, so I hope you guys enjoy watching. Now let's get back to Past Liz. So the first new release that I'm going to be reading in this video is First Time Caller by B.K. Borison. This is the same author of Love Light Farms, which I absolutely loved that book when I read it. I was just like laughing. I was giggling and kicking my feet over the banter and just the different situations our main character was put in. I really enjoy her writing. I love it. I think it's very bingeable. It's just so easy to read, and it's hilarious. It's truly a rom-com in a book. I was very excited when I found out that First Time Caller was coming out this year, and it was coming out like right before Valentine's Day, which I think is perfect timing because this honestly looks like the perfect Valentine's Day book, or just book in February. I've heard it's kind of like a Sleepless in Seattle inspired story. It follows our two main characters, one of them being the guy. He is a host of a romance hotline, but he's very jaded when it comes to love. He doesn't actually believe in it. And our girl main character, she is a single mom, and her young daughter calls into this radio show and is asking for advice, for help for her mom to find love. And I think that is just so incredibly sweet. I love the whole idea of, you know, her trying to find love and him, he's fallen out of it, and obviously he's gonna rediscover love while he's trying to help her. I've been setting aside the new releases I've gotten this past month, and this is the first one, so whenever this video comes out, it may or may not even be close to the release date of some of these books, but to me they're close. So that's the timeline we're going off of. All of these are by some of my favorite authors, and I'm so incredibly pumped. Let's get into this. I cannot wait. I'm like a third of the way into First Time Caller, and I'm really enjoying this book. It's so cute. I'm loving Lucy and Aiden's story. I really like Aiden. I think he's just so sweet, and you can tell that he actually cares about Lucy. He wants her to find love. He's noticing all these things about her, and you can just tell he's smitten. I love their banter. So basically, Lucy was invited onto this romance hotline to help them boost their ratings after her daughter called in wanting advice for her mom for dating. I'm loving just their banter on air when they're talking to callers or talking to each other. I think it's just really sweet and wholesome and just funny. And I have a cat draped on me, so that makes it better. That's the update for now. The way I am not okay. Aiden is everything. I need an Aiden. This quote, I have to read it. Because you said it was your favorite, I admit. And I want your favorite to be my favorite. Why does that just do something to my brain chemistry? I don't understand. I love them so much. I need to finish this book. I finished First Time Caller last night, and I wanted to share some final thoughts and my rating for this book. I am going to be rating this book a 4.5 stars. I had such a fun time while I was reading this. I feel like there were so many great quotes in this book, and usually I'm not the type of person who pays attention to specific quotes and like actually making a note about them, but I was doing that in this book, and I absolutely loved it. I loved their relationship from the beginning and how they slowly got to know each other. I loved also in between each chapter, it was like different snippets of their conversations from being on this romance hotline. I adore Aiden. He is everything to me. I also really loved Lucy and learning about her, just rooting for her to find love. I thought it was just so sweet and beautiful. The only reason why I didn't give it a higher rating, obviously there's gonna be a third act conflict, and I thought that that was kind of unnecessary in this story. I mean, I understood why it was there, but at the same time, it just seemed kind of silly, especially with how old our characters were. Like, they're both about 30, so it just seemed unnecessary. I really wish that the daughter was in this book a little bit more. I wish we got to see more scenes of her and Aiden interacting, because I feel like we hardly got to see that. A big part of the story was the fact that Lucy is a single mom, so I just wish that she was a little bit more involved in the story. I was smiling constantly while reading this book, and I highly recommend it to anybody who's looking for, whoa, just a really sweet romance. And since I finished that book, we are moving on to my next new release. release, and that is gonna be Deep End by Ali Hazelwood. This has been one of my highly anticipated reads for this year. I'm just so pumped. I love Ali Hazelwood's writing. I love all of her books so far. I know there's a lot of mixed reviews when it comes to Deep End. Some people loved it and some people hated it, so I'm really curious to see where I'm gonna fall on that scale. It follows two college athletes. One is a diver and the other is like the swim team captain. I did read the little author's note at the beginning, and she explains how this does explore some kinkier things. Also, the cover kind of gives it away. I feel prepared for that. I feel like she's just trying to go outside of her comfort zone. She's writing a lot of new romances. Like, she's written her first young adult paranormal romance, and now she's writing her first college sports romance. I'm here for it. You know, I love Ali Hazelwood. I love her writing. I love her characters. So I'm really, really excited to see how this book goes for me. Let's start reading. Okay, so I have been reading Deep End by Ali Hazelwood, and I'm a little over halfway into this book so far, and I have some mixed feelings. I went into this thinking it was going to be very similar to The Favorites that by Lane Fargo that I read in January, and I really enjoyed that book because it was about Olympic athletes and seeing the grit and determination and the training that goes into that. I am getting a lot of that training. I'm getting a lot of the insight of what it's like to be a college athlete. Oh my gosh, Milo and Murphy are sprinting all over the place. Those are my first initial thoughts. I am getting a lot of that, which I enjoy. You also have like a side plot where you're learning about them. They're both pre-med, and so you're still getting like that science-y element that you get in a lot of Ali Hazelwood's books, and you actually get to see Olive and Adam from The Love Hypothesis. They're like professors at this school. But this book definitely focuses more on them exploring their sexual relationship. It's definitely the most smutty book that Ali Hazelwood has written, but I do appreciate how she's going about it in this one. I think if you go into it knowing it's going to be exploring a lot more into all of that kind of stuff, then it's helpful. But I like that they're doing it kind of in a healthy way. In this book, they both are constantly checking in with each other, saying like, are you comfortable with this? Is this okay? I don't understand why, but our main guy, he keeps calling our main girl a troll. That's like his nickname for her. I'm sorry, I can't get behind that. I don't know if it's a Swedish thing. I'm hoping by the end of this book, he finally explains. She keeps trying to ask him, why do you keep calling me that? And he keeps like avoiding answering. I do really though like how supportive they both are of each other. I like how they're also, while they're getting to know each other sexually, they're also getting to know each other emotionally. They both have a lot of trauma and issues that they're unpacking together. Like our main girl, she kind of has this mental block when it comes to certain dives because she was injured. I really like seeing them work through those issues together. It makes me really like our main guy because you can tell he is just so gone for her. I don't know, I have a lot of different thoughts, but those are kind of what's going through my brain at the moment. I'm hoping I can finish this today and give my final thoughts so I can move on to the next book. I feel like I went into this kind of afraid that I wasn't gonna like it, knowing what was gonna be in it. And I know it's kind of like opposite ends. Some people hate it, some people love it. And I feel like I'm leaning towards like, I don't love it, but I like it. There's your update. I'm gonna keep reading and see. Hopefully we get Troll explained. I finished Deep End. So I guess you can probably tell by the smile on my face that I enjoyed this book. I am not sure about my rating yet. I think I might settle on a 4 stars with this book. I understand why, people's reasons for not liking the book. But I think going into it already knowing what it's going to be about definitely helped prepare me. I actually really liked the story. I liked our couple. I loved Lucas. Lucas was just everything. Yeah, I think I'm going to settle on 4 stars, mainly because I don't like how much smut was in this book. I understand why, but I don't need that. I'm trying to like get all my thoughts together since I literally just finished this and it's late at night. I'm very content with how it all ended up. I did in fact find out why he calls her troll. There's actually a cute reason for why he does it, but I still hate that being his little pet name for her. I can at least give him a little bit of credit for being creative, but that's about it. I need to go to bed. Tomorrow though, we are starting the next book. Okay, it is the next day. The third and final book that I'm gonna be reading in today's video, that is a new release from this past month, is Scythe and Sparrow by Brynne Weaver. This is the third and final book in the Ruinous Love trilogy. First book was Butcher and Blackbird, then Leather and Lark, and now Scythe and Sparrow. It follows 3 different brothers, and each of them, there's some form of a serial killer in every single book, which I know sounds like a red flag. Very much is so. I just got my hair done and I matched my book. Did not plan that, but we're gonna pretend like I did. The first two books, the brothers are both serial killers. One, he kills other serial killers. The second book follows a brother who's like a contract killer. The third brother and third book follows our other brother who's actually a doctor. He is not a killer. He has an actual moral compass, which is shocking. Our main girl, who is actually the serial killer in this book, the girl this time is the serial killer, which I thought was really fun. This is more of like a dark romantic comedy. Our main girl, she works for this traveling circus. I think she's a fortune teller. The way she chooses her victims, she chooses men who are abusive to women. So women come to her. She's known as the Sparrow. She's made a name for herself, and women will find her tent and they will tell her this like key phrase. Then she knows that they need help getting out of a dangerous situation with a man. At least she's got a little bit of redemption. When a kill job goes wrong, she gets injured and she ends up getting the help of our main guy in this book, who, like I said, is the town doctor. But I'm really excited because I loved Butcher and Blackbird. I also really enjoyed Leather and Lark, and I'm really excited to see our side characters. And like I said, this is gonna be the third and final book in today's video. We'll see how it goes. So far, I'm really content with all the books that I've been reading. Not a lot of plans today. I'm gonna be doing laundry. I have a trip coming up I'm getting packed up and ready for. So I'm just gonna be reading and doing some of those things, and that is that. Scythe and Sparrow. I really enjoyed my time while reading this book. I think if I had to rank all three, Butcher and Blackbird was probably my favorite out of the three. I think that one I ended up rating like 4.5 stars. This one I think would be my second favorite, so I would probably give this 4.25 stars. And Leather and Lark, I'm pretty sure I gave 4 stars. So 4 stars and above for this whole trilogy. Amazing. I love Britton Weaver's writing. I feel like she just takes such a serious situation and can put just a funny spin on it. It's dark humor, obviously. So if you don't enjoy dark humor, probably not gonna like this book, but I really enjoyed it. I had a fun time while reading it. I found myself laughing constantly. I loved Rose, our main girl in this book. She was just hilarious. She was amazing. I also really loved their story. It ended up taking place over the course of all 3 books. So in Butcher and Blackbird and Leather and Lark, you see glimpses of these two. I enjoyed seeing them face some of their issues that they had with trauma in their past, but also just like their different urges for things. And I feel like they just were the perfect match for each other. Highly recommend the series if you are a fan of dark humor, or if you just want a dark romantic comedy. That's essentially what these books are. And that is gonna bring us to the end of this video. I hope you guys enjoyed. I really enjoyed my time while reading all of these books. I catch myself overhyping a lot of authors and a lot of books, but I feel like I'm trying to take a step back from that and just enjoy the book in the moment. And I think that was the case with these 3. These all came out in the month of February, so it is now March. Once again, thank you guys so much for watching, and I will see you in my next video. Happy reading. Bye.